I posted a video recently, very, very short one, on clothing transitions. And I just noticed it was starting to snow again outside, and it reminded me that I'd intended to post more information about this. So my previous video was very short. It was just a video of snow and a couple of comments saying that clothing transitions can be difficult. And that for us, we don't push them. We just put warmer clothes, for example, if we're approaching winter, into their bags to take to school with them. So I wanted to add a little bit more to this. For some children, the seasonal transitions of changing clothing can be very difficult because the familiarity of wearing the same sorts of clothes for months on end to then suddenly have that changed can take some time to get used to. For some children, it's really helpful for them to be able to have the same pair of trousers or the same dress or the same leggings every day, maybe in different colours or maybe just lots of the same one. And the familiarity and comfort of that puts less demands on their nervous systems and on their bodies. So if you have sensory challenges or you get sensory overload, not having to feel different clothes every day can be really, really helpful. Not having to think about what you're going to wear every day really, reduces that level of demand on a body that's already a little overwhelmed with the number of demands that everyday life can impose on you. So I've mentioned before in my video about the clothing tiz, about how to reduce that level of demands, so to wear the same clothes or to have certain outfits that are safe and comfortable. And this applies to ourselves as well as our children. But in addition to that, it's thinking about this seasonal transition. So, for example, we get lots of emails from school saying, it's getting cold now, please send your child in with hat, gloves and warm coat. Now, we have a problem that it's very damp. We've had a few flurries of snow. The temperature now, this morning, was around 2 degrees. We've had a few frosts, so it's clearly getting colder and we're definitely in autumn, slowly moving into winter. And one of my kids is still wearing Crocs and a hoodie, refuses to wear a coat. The other one actually just decided to wear a snowsuit for the first time today because it was cold. But this has been probably 3 weeks of certainly the younger one needing to wear warmer clothes and refusing. So rather than push it, which can result again in overload in terms of the demands that you're placing on your child, I have been putting a hat and gloves in her bag for quite some weeks now, just in case she decides she's cold and needs to put them on. Where she wouldn't take a warmer coat, I've been trying to put her into warmer jumpers that she finds really comfortable with. She has a very soft kind of fleecy jumper. And I've been sending a raincoat in, which isn't quite warm enough, certainly for my standards anyway. I've been going in a winter coat, hat and gloves, hat and scarf. But it does keep the wind off, which significantly warms up a child who maybe, it's often the wind rather than the air temperature that causes the problems. So if your child won't transition to warmer clothes, perhaps you could consider putting a few items of warmer clothing into their bag, perhaps having a chat with the teacher and saying, listen, clothing transitions are difficult. I'm going to leave some warmer clothes at school over the next few weeks, but they might not wear them. And, certainly if your child does struggle with these transitions, rather than telling your child that they need to wear warmer clothes, you could suggest that they stand outside the front door for a couple of minutes just to feel the air and say to them, how do you feel? Do you think you need warmer clothes today, or do you think you're okay? And if you do this every day, over time, as the air temperature gets cooler, they will slowly start to notice that it is getting colder. And they may start to wear warmer clothes quite some time after other children, but they usually will get there in their own time if it's under their own control, so that they have a choice. Now, this also has the added benefit that you're helping your child learn to think more about the physical sensations of the body and to connect the feeling of cold to needing warmer clothes. With a child with ADHD or autism, this can take a number of years longer than other children. It may take them, they may never be able to know. For me, I actually feel cold quite a lot. But as soon as I start moving, I get unbearably hot. And I was always known in my 20s for constantly taking off my cardigan and hat and scarf and then putting them back on again. I find the change in temperature quite intolerable. So for me, layers are really important. My daughter hates layers, so we have much warmer jumpers that she can wear on their own, or a lighter weight top that can wear on its own. She normally has a range of clothes that she has at school, so she can change if she needs to. So I guess my key takeaway from this is, if you can, give your child as much control as possible over what they're going to wear on any given day. Obviously, if they're choosing something wildly inappropriate, like flip-flops and it's snowing, then there is some need to intervene, because if the clothing choice could be potentially putting their health at risk, then that's a different matter. But generally, letting your child feel a little bit cold on a couple of days before they make a choice to wear warmer clothes is not going to kill them. If you have concerns about your child's health in terms of the clothing they wear, then definitely speak to a psychologist or a doctor. Do not take risks that you're not comfortable with. You know your child best and what's going to work for your child. For us, letting them take a bit longer to transition into different clothes generally helps a lot. Another possibility, like for example, if you're transitioning from cold weather to warm weather, is, for example, it may take longer to stop wearing a hoodie with a hood up. They may never wish to take the hood down unless they're completely relaxed and not in school. So if your child is refusing to unlayer when it's actually getting quite hot, then you could consider trying to find similar clothes that are much lighter weight material, so a hoodie that's much thinner, or trousers that have much lighter weight material, or consider getting one of those little handheld fans to help cool them down. Make sure they have enough water in their bags to compensate for the fact that they may be overheating slightly. So again, it's about being creative, trying to take things at your child's own pace, whilst supporting them in whatever way you can, like sending in extra water or a fan or clothing, and speaking to your teacher, to your child's teacher, if you need them to be aware that your child might need support, for example, getting changed at school. I hope this has been helpful, and let me know if you need any more information about clothing generally, or any specific topic relating to clothing. Take care and have a good week, everyone.